It's a beautiful remembrance that in order to truly savor the gifts of this physical world, you have to first prioritize your inner world, your spiritual world, your relationship with God, and more importantly, your character. When we can allow ourselves to soften the heart, to rewire the stories in our mind, to speak to ourselves in a loving way, to become more forgiving and more giving, more righteous, being an overall amazing person, and you become more Jesus-like. You genuinely improve the quality of your character and the depth of your soul. When you do that, it is inevitable to win in the physical world. It is inevitable to have the downloaded insight and ideas and direction and business information, whatever you need. It just comes to you because you are so in alignment with God's grace, with the truth of this world, with love. All things are possible with love. I am a firm believer in that. But so many times we get so caught in this physical world, in this rat race, in the need to prove ourselves, to prove our power, to prove whatever we have inside of us. And we lose sight of the truth. And this actually dwindles our power. It dwindles our spark and our magic and our ability to create something magnificent and life-changing. We get so focused on comparing ourselves to what we see on social media, to the standards of society, of what our parents placed on us and what this world placed on us, that we lose touch with the truth of our personal path. We lose touch with what God wants for us in our life, in this current chapter. And you just keep running and running and draining energy and wasting time. So when you can slow down and stop, and sometimes God forces you to do that, whether it's through sickness, through loss after loss, you lose a job, you lose a relationship. God forces you to slow down when you're too hard-headed and you don't listen. And I know you know what I'm talking about. But when we slow down, and we start to realize, okay, maybe my priorities are not correct. Maybe I am jumping the gun and I'm trying to do things that I'm not yet ready to do. And let me go back to ground zero. Let me go back to the foundation within my mind and myself, and let me work from there. And that's why I genuinely believe that a holistic approach is the answer to all of our problems, meaning we address the mind, the body, and the spirit. We don't just address the physical, and we don't just address the energetics. We address both of them simultaneously because they both reflect each other and they both have information from one another. So when we can view our life from a holistic perspective, we will get the exact information that we need to do exactly what we need to do in order to get what we need to get. Will we get it in the time that we want it right now? Most likely not. But be grateful, because what I've been learning in my own life is that sometimes our timing and our desires is not actually healthy or good for us. You need to deepen and ripen your character in order to truly savor the gifts of this life. A lot of the times it's in the waiting season, it's in the in-between, it's in that gap where you learn the most valuable lessons about yourself, about life. You become so humble, you become so understanding, so empathetic towards yourself, towards the world, towards others, because there is no better timing than God's timing. And what I've been learning in my own life is to get out of the way. Stop always believing that you know what's best, because a lot of the times what we think is actually coming from society. It's coming from social media. It's coming from programming, from trauma, from comparison. It's not coming from the truth of our soul. So when you can take a moment to pause, to view your life holistically, mentally, physically, spiritually, past, present, future, when you can see the bigger picture of your life, you see the patterns and the themes and the message being communicated, then you can really start to realize what you need to do right now. And when you make a good decision in this current moment, in this present moment, it then unfolds a good next decision, and then a good next decision after that one. And it's a domino effect that leads you to where you really want to be long term, where you genuinely can have that lasting, fulfilling result and physical experience and deep joy, peace, reverence, and good feeling within you. You guys, like, I can't stress how true it is that it doesn't matter what you get in this physical world, the money, the love, the fame, the whatever, it doesn't matter. People get all of those things and they are still depressed and unhappy. The greatest gift that you can ever have in this reality and in this current day and age, the highest form of currency, is peace of mind. Is having relationship with God, faith in God, being able to genuinely take care of yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually. Every day, if you can wake up feeling like you are living in your purpose, not necessarily serving and creating all the things you need to do, but like you're living in your purpose because you're creating the version of yourself that can do that, that can live in that highest expression. As long as you're on your way to doing that, that's all that matters. And this is what we need to realize. As long as you're on track and your priorities are right and you're clear on what you're doing, you're going to get to where you need to be. Is it going to happen when you want to happen? Most likely not, but give thanks for that. Because it's in the in-between, when you starting is here and finishing is here. In that in-between, that is what gets you to the finish. That is what brings you to greatness. It's what brings you to the result, is the in-between. And all the time we want to skip the in-between. We want to skip what gets us to the end result because we're so impatient, because we want what we want when we want it. Stop doing that. Get out the way. Let God take over. Let your higher self guide you to what you need to do. Stop being so lazy. Stop having this obsession with instant gratification and comparing yourself to others and giving up so quickly. You need to keep betting on yourself time after time, because with odds and the way that numbers work, eventually that bet will win. And you'll step into a life that is overflowing with everlasting joy. Realistically, your only job is to believe in yourself. To have deep-rooted, unshakable belief in yourself. No matter what this physical world presents to you, no matter what circumstances are given to you, no matter what is taken away from you, you need to constantly prioritize your self-belief. And knowing you can do anything that you put your mind to, any vision, any idea that is placed in your heart and soul, you can do it in this physical world. But the work is in your belief. And when we think about the start and the finish, the in-between, all that is self-belief. That's all your job is to deeply believe in yourself. And when you believe in yourself so deeply, then your physical body will take you to do what you need to do to get to that end goal. Therefore, I want to remind you guys that the most powerful thing in this world is belief. What do you believe in? What are the stories that you program into your mind when it comes to your belief in yourself, in God, in this world, in your dreams, in what you can do, in what you can't do? What do you believe in? Because what you believe in is what end destination you will be brought to. So I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, I pray and I hope that we can all practice more patience in our life and to have more compassion as we develop our character to truly remember these things in life as we go about these crazy journeys in this crazy human experience. And I want you to remember that most people don't have it all together. Most people do not understand life. Most people are 60, 70 years old and they still don't understand life, and they're just as lost as you, whether you're 30 or 20 or 15. It doesn't matter. It does not matter your age. All that matters is the maturity of your mentality, the ripening of your soul, how much you have stepped into your purpose, into your calling. That is the truth of life. And another really important thing that I want to remind you guys, that it doesn't matter how many times that you have to start over. It doesn't matter how many times you find yourself back at that starting line, back in the beginning, back in point zero, back in recreating yourself and going back to the groundwork, the grunt work. It doesn't matter how many times you have to restart. Just keep going. Keep trying, keep repeating. And I'm very familiar with the feelings of desire and the want for more and the hunger for success and for all the amazing things in this world. Like, there is nothing wrong with money and success and fame and living an amazing life. Those are the goals, honestly. But we get very lost along the way of creating those goals because we lose ourselves. We lose the truth of our soul and, again, what God put us here to do. So I want to remind you guys that as we're all in this journey of stepping into our higher self, our truest self, our most fulfilling version, we need to remember that it is going to take time. I always remind myself, we all know good things take time, but how come we don't view ourselves as a good thing that takes time? And it doesn't take time, it actually gives time. It gives time to you. It gives back freedom. It gives back realization, but you have to first invest that time of discovering who you are, what you want to do, what path to take. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to go back to that starting line many, many times. And each time more humble. Each time a little bit more wise, with more love in your heart, hopefully. Because when you do, you start to enjoy the process of starting over and running the race and going in the in-between to get to the end goal. And then you start again and you start to enjoy the race of life. So to finish up this video, I just want to remind you guys to prioritize the simple things, If you can't be grateful for what you have now, you most likely won't be grateful for anything else that you get in the future, no matter how grand and amazing the joy and the pleasure will be fleeting, and you will find yourself back in that same empty place time after time. So I hope that we can all remember to fill our heart now, to fill your mind with truth, with joy, with belief, with faith, with endurance now. Do that groundwork now. And I really want us all to remember to surrender to God's plan, for us to get out of the way, for us to stop chasing after the same goals that are not even yielding results. Let's stop wasting our time doing things that we're not meant to do. When you can slow down just for a little bit and surrender just a little bit of time to God, maybe do some fasting and some journaling and some reflection, and tell him, show me the way, because I don't really know right now. I don't want to waste more time. I don't want to chase after things I'm not meant to have. I want to follow you. I want what's best for my soul. So show me the way. And we have to allow time to teach us and to mature us and to guide us and to strip away all the false energies and stories and attachments that we have. And I really do believe that if you continuously just stay with your eyes on the truth and your heart, keep it pure, keep your mind clean and aligned and rooted in love and respect and belief with yourself, I genuinely believe that you will end up living a beautiful, fantastic, free life that brings you so much joy, and you will live as a testimony of love, of truth, a testimony of God's anointing when you do surrender to him and when you do choose to be a good person in kind of a corrupted, dark world. Be a testimony. And you're a testimony simply because you didn't give up on the path. You kept going. You kept coming back to the starting line and going in the in-between and getting to the end and starting over again. And you just kept going. You didn't give up on yourself. You didn't give up on God. No matter what the world presents to you, no matter how much hardship, no matter how many times you get things taken away from you, no matter how many times you have to start over, if you just keep going and you stay humble, the results will come, the life will come, the blessings will come. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and hopefully a little seed planted in your heart and in your minds, and eventually it'll sprout and bring new blessings and manifestations into your life. My name is Holistic Selena. I love you so much, and I will see you soon. Peace, much love, many blessings.